Hey, sup chat, morning chat, even though it's like afternoon for me, but I'm just gonna say morning because it's funny. Um, okay, so I don't know what to do for today's stream. I'm gonna be drawing for sure, but I have a lot of characters and I don't know what I want drawn. What should I draw, chat? What the heck? Don't show again. Dismiss. I don't fucking know what was that. Don't think it was anything, so... yeah, I don't know who to draw today. I want to draw someone. I can only just like put them here and just like stare at all of my characters now. I wonder who I want to draw. Um, shit, I don't know who I want to draw today. I also sound really different today for some reason. I don't have a consistent voice, unfortunately. I sound really different on really different days, I guess. I find it pretty weird. I sound a bit deeper today. I like it. Yeah. Gender euphoria, something I rarely experience. My heart. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to draw right now. So I'm just like staring at my OCs. I'm so sorry for that. I haven't started the stream. I'm trying to figure out what I want drawn. You know, I actually have never drawn Florence before, which is kind of like a crime. You know, I could probably draw Florence for this stream. I'm really thirsty. Ignore me. I'm trying to drink something fast. Honestly, I could probably draw Florence and Exuis interacting if I wanna. I really love this guy a lot. Oh, he's just like 1 cm shorter than Jasper. Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't actually figure that out. I love Exuis and I should probably draw Florence, I think. Oh yeah, she's definitely really pretty. Oh, those are tattoos on the chest, by the way. They aren't actually like top scars. Yeah, I love Florence. She's amazing. Why haven't I actually drawn her before? Yeah, I'm supposed I can probably do like one of those icons for Florence. Like what I did for Cherry yesterday. I feel like I really love that style of icons that I do, but it's always like really... I'm just lazy to work through those style of icons, so yeah. Let me see who else needs drawing. I don't know if I want to draw Florence or Cody first. I have two characters that really desperately need art. Cody and Delilah are matching already, so like, I don't know. Honestly, I think I'll just draw Florence first. I've never drawn Florence even once, which is diabolical. She's just been sitting there, and she was one of my top favorites at some point. So yeah, I ship her with Exodus low-key. She's like sort of the mom that stepped up, in a way. Oh, I'm the only viewer in the chat. Cool. I don't like how the viewer count thingy is like always really inaccurate. And sometimes when I check it and it's like it gives me a number that clearly isn't what is shown on that little thing. I'm just like, damn. Okay, so hold up. Let me figure out how I want to draw Florence first. I'm just gonna give her like cutesy eyes, I guess. It's supposed to look like soft. Just gonna like give her like a soft smile. Some soft eyes, definitely. I feel like, okay, this looks really ass right now. I really hope that when I try to render it, it will actually look good later. But yeah, I really don't know what to do on today's stream, unfortunately, so I can only make the best out of the worst. I am running out of art ideas, and I know I have this thingy where I always just like draw my friends' OCs whenever I don't have anything else to draw, but today I just really don't know what to draw my friends' OCs to, dude, this is the worst thing. You know, like you think it might be bad when I don't have enough ideas to draw my own OCs, but no. It only gets really bad when you realize I don't even have ideas when it comes to drawing my friends' OCs. So So I can't even like do gift art or like anything, and I don't really ever have like something called old art because nobody ever commissions me, and when they do, I finish it in like less than 3 hours anyways, and then I have like nothing to do for the rest of the day. I am thinking of eventually opening a Pride YCH when I get back from my trip, my holiday thingy. But yeah, for now, I don't think I should be taking any old art because I'm gonna go on a trip really soon, and I think it would not be really responsible of me if I were to take oat right before a holiday. But yeah, I feel like yapping about something. I don't know if this is too much of a controversial underground topic to be spoken on stream. Because like I know that a lot of underground sort of communities don't like things talked about publicly, even though they are a public community. But it's like something that is like unspoken rule. Shouldn't be talking about it anywhere outside of the community kind of thing. But I am tempted to mention just like something about community that I'm in. But I don't know. So my Florence doesn't look like Florence at all. I don't know why. I'm trying to make her like look um more swaggy perhaps. I don't know, but like I feel like I'm not really doing a good job at drawing Florence. I don't think she really suits my style. I hate to have to ever see the day where I probably might sell her, but also she's really important to the plot, except I don't draw her. But also I really want to see her being drawn in X-Series, I guess. I don't know, but it'll be I'd like to think that her interactions with Scythe and Kizuko will be pretty adorable. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but basically, um, basically, she's sort of like a florist at X-Series, which is Kizuko and Scythe's dad met, and they just like sort of hit it off really well. Sorry, I'm thirsty, chat. And then Scythe and Kizuko really trust her. They really just like find comfort in being around her, and they find like it's easy to confide in her on anything that they um talk about. So like practically they get along with her and she gets along well with them, and she likes their father, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically how it goes for this, except Exodus is really pathetic and just feels like Florence is out of his league and is also uncertain of getting into a new relationship because the past experiences he had in relationships was negative. And even though his kids were like, but we love her, we want her as our mom or something, as Exodus isn't fully convinced because he's like really afraid of being dumped again and needing to feel isolated and fend for himself in life and also raise two kids at once, even though he practically really had the stamina to raise them alone, but he doesn't want to feel the same loneliness that he felt from when he was dumped by his ex-girlfriend who he made Scythe with, because Kizuko was adopted. So yeah, he basically um he just what am I gonna say again? Oh yeah, I was gonna say that basically he just like has a fear of abandonment from like in relationships and like generally just really insecure in one, um which is something I'll probably divulge into when I develop the lore a bit more, because I have stopped at the development of the Scene Slayers in a while already, and I was just like I sort of just like stopped working on them for a while because I got busy, and also my school project sort of ruined them. It's a really complicated long story I don't want to dive into, and yeah, I don't want to like go too deep into that. Actually I can, but it'll probably start to sound like a trauma dump, And you would probably just start to get really concerned and tell me to drop out of school at some point. But honestly, I'm just really mentally ill, so I don't take myself seriously anymore. Like, yeah, a lot of things I do, I'm just like, yeah, I know why I'm acting like that. I don't really care if I'm only hurting myself and not others, honestly. As long as it, as long as anything that's hurting me isn't hurting other people, it is far out of my concern because I seriously don't have the time to think about all of my problems and shit. The only thing that really just it comes across as a problem ever is when my problems start to affect other people and becomes the problem, and that's the only time I'll actually care about my own problems. Besides that, I seriously can't fucking care less. And I ran out of things to say. Okay, I think I might want to give her like a little sleeve thingy because like it's adorable. Honestly, I do wonder whether if Exurius would have like a female or a male preference when it comes to dating. I feel like probably a female preference, so he's pretty much probably only have one ex-boyfriend, but most of his other exes are just like women. Including his current love interest being Florence is also a woman, so yeah, I think that's interesting. I should probably develop some Exodus lore, but I really don't have the dots connected it out for Santa Kizuko yet, which are Exodus children. But I think once I have the children completely figured out, it'll be really easy to just tackle down trying to finish up writing Exodus because all I really need to is just write how his past affects his children, and then how I don't know. Wait, hold up. My brain is. Oh god, I dropped something. Dying. Yeah, I don't know. So it's like basically a generational trauma link in a way. He's not exactly a horrible dad, but uh, he just like has issues to work on, and he didn't really ask for this lifestyle in a sense. Like sort of in a way, if he knew that everything was gonna happen, he would just have never wanted to have kids in the first place, I'd say. So he didn't have to like put them through all of that. I really still have to think up of a link of why he adopted Kizuko. I think initially single parenting was fine for him and he thinks he's coping well, but he starts to relapse like shortly after adopting Kizuko, and then the burden starts to go to Zive. He tries to help with the burden, but he's also struggling to help Zive and he never means to do that, and I don't know what else to like do with the link for now, but just the thought I have out there. He struggles with alcoholic addiction, and that's really all I know. And I'd say Saf's friends invited him to work at a bar or something to like sort of decent to because like Saf said he sort of wanted to desensitize to like alcohol and shit to like sort of get over his past and to hopefully understand people who are like his dad. So hence he starts to work at a bar and stuff. But also at some point, before he had this reason of that eventually made him work at a bar, this reason that he convinced himself to do so, he sort of was peer pressured to doing so. So yeah, Sam, despite having like lots of morals and stuff, he's terrible at telling people no, especially a lot when he was younger. So it really like led him to like end up in weird situations. But honestly, I'd say if you were to ask Saif on whether if he regrets working at the Scene Grounds bar, he'd probably say that he doesn't regret it because while he met many amazing friends, he found community and people who can relate to him, as well as people who probably went through similar stuff to him, or it's to some extent even relate to his dad in a way. And being around different sorts of people just like allowed Saif to really open his mind view on the world and just see it in a better light, as well as learning to be more open-minded towards people who are struggling. I'd say that's like the peak Saif Sin Slayer character development part, the bit where he's character developing. Now I still have to figure out the lore for the bar itself, the world building on the bar, because I have like two of my friends who have their OCs canonically involved with Saif's bar, and I don't know how to go about that one just yet. Hold up, chat, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink. God, Chad, I'm so thirsty. I just drank some Milo. It's perfect. Okay, ow, ow, my head. Head sort of hurts. Anyways, as I was saying about Saif's lore, I don't really have much of it planned yet, but yeah, I can probably explain some of the dynamics that Saif had with his friends, coworkers, things. Yeah, it'll probably help a lot of Scene Grounds fans to really navigate through Saif's lore, because I think Saif is like the most popular character that I have going on. Like, he's just like the everyone's favorite kind of thing. Everyone's just like really into Saif and really invested in knowing his lore. So, rightfully, I feel like explaining it would do justice to all the Saif Scene Slayer fans. I'd say with the dynamic that he has with his coworkers, he's sort of like the baby, the younger sibling in there. Um, he's just like the little guy, cause he's freshly 18 and working there, and most of his coworkers are like 23 and above in age, basically. So yeah, it sort of just works a little bit like that and stuff, and I really don't know how else to go about this. I forgot. I wanted to say more about this the lore, but I literally forgot. Oh yeah, he just sees them as like older sisters, considering like I mean it. Sam and his lesbian bar sisters. I don't fucking know. Except the bars in like just completely just lesbians only. But they do have like a specific section where it's just like no men allowed kind of thing. Where I think I'd like to write out that probably one of the lesbians of the bar, like maybe Roxy or something, implemented that, and then it just like became a thing in the bar that they are at. But yeah, it's like more of a little like safe space stuff, or it's either that, or if not, I'm gonna make it like a back lounge thing, or maybe like the coworkers lounge. I don't know, but yeah, they just work there, man. Did I draw these wings on myself? I feel like I did. I think these wings are drawn by me. Oh yeah, I think it's fucking hilarious because I think when I drew these wings, if they were drawn by me, I think I tried to replicate Elliot's style for the wings. I don't know why, but I just like felt silly. No, so why did I choose these colors for Florence? I feel like the eyes and the ears they don't go well. The purple and the green they it looks horrifying. I can't lie. I don't really like how I redesigned Florence. I didn't know why I choose all of this. It just definitely looks horrifying. I feel like I probably, if I had a chance, I probably want to redesign her again. I could really care less for now. I remember I also made like a heap of coloring pages for the Broken Souls Reconciled Hearts, and I never ever color in any of those. And now I hate my art enough, so it's like kind of too late to want to color those in now. And I'd say only one of the pieces ever got colored in, which is a little bit saddening, but I am honestly not really that surprised. but also just like leads me to the conclusion that I probably will not be making a BSR design in the future. Or if I were to do it, I'd probably just like, make a complete design instead of a coloring design. But yeah, I'm probably thinking of doing like um eventually. Oh yeah, I don't know, but I think I don't know when is the BSR is first year anniversary, but I think it's gonna be hitting really close. So honestly, I might want to do a little special for it, except I don't really know what to do, and I don't know who my main cast is anymore, cause I sort of like split everyone up and stuff, and I no longer have a main cast of the series. But if I would have to choose, I might want to star Lunaris as the main cast. Lunaris and Apollo Q is the main cast part of it. So yeah, why is brown and purple together? Honestly, this is like a really shitty color combination. I can't lie. Brown is like a really shit color when you pair it with anything that isn't green, or blue, or yellow, or brown, or red. But yeah, you get my point. Why is it like this? Who the fuck pairs brown with something else? Anyways, honestly, if I ever get bored to a certain extent, I might want to like start having people send me the OCs on stream and start rating them. I would love to talk about OCs and stuff. So yeah, I might even get a whole rambling from me. Honestly, seems like the kind of thing I'd do. But yeah, I finally got Florence colored in. I just have to like get the main colors down. Now time for the fun part, which is coloring the line art. And I have to color like the background thingy later. Not excited for that part, but we can do it. I don't really know what to talk about again now. Oops, yeah, why am I always like running out of topics to talk about? Yikes. Eventually think of something to talk about on stream. I what do I even talk about, man? Oh yeah. Character links again. I feel like that's like the only most interesting thing that I ever talk about, and it's the only thing I ever talk about when it comes to the BSR issue, because nothing beats character links than a story based on character links itself. You guys get the point, right? It's quite literally a story on character links, character bonds, relationships, everything. So it's honestly fair that I just talk about relationships all day long about this series whenever I bring it up. Yeah, I'm gonna be annoying about the series again. Character links and stuff. Okay, I'm suddenly just okay. Why did I go silent again? Okay, never mind. I was fighting some evil thoughts in my head. Unfortunately, no, it's not system stuff. I wish it is. It would be easier, but it was just my head mates teasing me. But no, it's unfortunately real stuff that is bringing my brain down at the moment. Just horrible. I fucking hate it. And I hate the demons in my head. Uh, Not really my head mates though. They're fine. I have worse things going on than them, honestly. So, ow, ow, my neck. Ouch. Okay, I think I've been bending down for too long. But honestly, this is the only way I can draw. I can't see anything. So, literally, what am I supposed to do in this circumstance? God. I just burped. Yikes. Ow. Have to hit my back a little bit. Ouchie. Ooh. Okay. Ouchie neck, ouchie back. I don't care. Okay, wait. I think my stuff might be trapped a little bit. Okay. Okay. Cool. My headset's free again because it was like pretty trapped just now. I was trying to get the wires to untrap itself a little bit. So yeah. I feel like the main color liner is a bit too dark. I want to like go for a lighter shade. So it looks like less horrifying. It's too dark already. Yeah. Besides that, I think this icon's like sort of going well for now. I can't wait to do like a part 2 of like rating my designs again. I feel like doing that thing again, you know. Or you know what? Actually, rating characters I uploaded on Artfight. And also like deciding the ranks. I don't know. I might do something more interesting than that. You have to make me do something more interesting. Ah, my nose. My nose. Sorry, demon spoke. Except I'm the demon myself. There isn't like a catch to this time. Fortunately, unfortunately, no. No catch. It's just me, myself, and I. I am the demon. I'm my own I'm my own demon. I guess. I don't know. I don't know when I want to do another Town stream, but probably not anytime soon, and probably not in the next 2 weeks, cause I'm gonna be busy on a holiday. But it's good because I'm sick of life and I want to get out of here. And I'll do anything to feel different again, to feel different feeling. I just don't want to feel miserable. Ugh, my nose. Ugh. But yeah, I just don't want to feel miserable. All the fun stuff. The fun stuff is to feel better, I guess. Because who actually wants to feel miserable? Probably me, but I guess I just can't help it sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like the reason why I'm miserable, but I just like lead it on anyways, and just don't really give two hoots anymore. Don't even give two, three, four, or five hoots about anything anymore in the world, because everything's just terrible, 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 terrible. Maybe, yeah. Honestly, I do think it's kind of miserable of I to just talk to myself every damn season, cause I unfortunately do really feel lonely a lot of cases, so I just talk to myself on stream and hope this will help me to feel better or something. It does for a while, but doesn't usually help a lot. Especially when I drown myself in my own thoughts, eventually I realize how lonely I actually am, and then I start having an existential crisis about life. And then when I have the crisis about life, I'll just like start to tweak out. But honestly, I actually just don't really pay attention to myself that often. I don't have the fucking time, or the patience, or the energy, so I just leave it to be. And it might seem crazy that I'm venting on stream, but really, I don't have the energy to type out a full-fledged vent anywhere. Let's be really honest, I don't have the energy and time to do that. So, yeah. And also, it's really much easier to talk, but sometimes I am just lazy, too tired, too lazy, or just too much of a shitty memory to remember that I want to talk to myself. But yeah, I do find comfort in talking to myself. Actually, it allows me to just really think about things, think it through sometimes. And it's probably what I'm doing now, except it's not really a personal chat if everyone's gonna be able to hear anyways. But Yeah, right now, one of my biggest struggles is probably to curb the feeling of feeling like everyone constantly hates me because it's been really, really taking a huge toll on me. Bigger than I wanted it to be, but yeah. And it's not very pleasant, is it? Yeah, definitely not. But, honestly, there really isn't much I can do to help myself in a lot of cases, so I just survive, I guess. I don't really live, but that is alright. Okay, I really do hope that traveling will go smoothly for me, because I know I have history of having travel anxiety in the past, and also my insomnia heightens whenever I am on a trip. So I don't know, but thank God it's like a night coach this time. I begged for a night trip to take a night coach because I knew that I couldn't fall asleep at the night if we were to go out in a day, and I'm gonna be fainting. I'll actually seriously faint if I don't get enough sleep. So I might as well just like take the sleep on the travel in a way. I just took all the measures this time. But also honestly, one thing I don't really like about long travel is that I'm gonna have to figure out how to ensure that my bladder doesn't get full in the middle of the trip so I don't feel like I'm fucking dying. Cause like seriously, I don't think I can hold for that long. But every time I did, it's always a miracle. But there was this one time, it was just like everything was fucking horrible, and um, we had to tell the bus to make like a pit stop to the restroom, of course. Which thankfully they know the routes to gas stations and shit because, wow, that's really impressive that they know where the nearest toilets are. But yeah, that was horrifying. I actually would just starve and just like deprive myself of water every time I have to go on a trip just to be safe in a way. Yeah. But I honestly think this trip will probably go well. Except I'm gonna go to places that I've never been to before, and also um I won't be like I'll probably be walking around a lot and oh god, I will admit that. Cause someone with mobility issues, I feel like it's gonna be really tough for me. But I honestly don't really care. I just want to I just want to be normal, basically. So I don't really honestly care that if it's probably gonna hurt my body to just walk like a fuck ton outside. As long as I'm having the fun, mate. Okay, right. I'm shooting this so far. I think it looks amazing. I'm yapping about my trip, but I got bored of yapping about my trip, so it's probably back to OC time. OC lore time. Okay, now time to shape her face and stuff. I don't really like how light her colors are. That I have to like pick manual colors as a shader with. Instead of just like color picking a fur and shading it, because I know it probably wouldn't even show up as a color when I use the multiply layer. But yeah, this is how she look like for now. This design really looks like one of my old friends' OCs, which I think is silly. Like her OC had like yellow fur, pink hair and stuff, and it's also short hair in the same style I think, which I think was pretty funny that this OC coincidentally looks like one of my old friends' OCs. But I do really miss that said friend of mine. I really don't know where she is, but she sort of left the surface of the internet last year shortly after we reconnected in like 2023. She just like poofed off and we never saw her again. Which kind of makes me sad because I really hope she's doing alright and I really want to know where she is. And I know a person who can probably answer my question, but it's gonna be really awkward to just slide into the DMs and ask them. Because we aren't particularly close anymore and stuff. They're sort of invested in my OC lore a little bit, but it is really hard for me to just like approach them and ask about a question this I don't know, personal. But I do know that they are like the best friend of the said person that I really wish to have contact with again. But you know, I don't know. I feel like it's probably for the better to just not think about that too much. It still really baffles me that in the past I sort of me sort of just like leaving my old friend group made the entire thing fall apart shortly after. Cause I was like asking updates from everyone, and I was like, "Hey, are you guys still like holding up without me?" And everyone's just like falling apart, and I'm just like, "Holy shit, I did this, then die." And it just like honestly left me guilty for a really long time. And it definitely did take a toll on my mental health. But I don't have the heart to tell my old friends about it. That, like, hey, hold up, I'm gonna drink something. I'm really thirsty again. No, seriously, my laptop's dying. Ugh, got it. Now that I'm done in my drink. But yeah, honestly, looking back at it, it sort of is my fault that everything fell apart. And it definitely did take a toll on me to figure out that I sort of out my absence was what actually broke my old friend group apart. But honestly, I left like voluntarily because I sort of realized that I was sort of a shitty person and I just didn't want to be around my friends anymore. So I wouldn't like do more horrible things accidentally because I have remembered like just casually like lying to them and also like saying horrible stuff before. And now it's just like, yeah, okay, that wasn't very mature of me. I feel like the most mature thing I can do is just leave. That happens with most of my friendships, relationships, and all. I often just like cut people off for the better, but sometimes I really can't really figure out if I actually did the best thing to do or if there was something better that I could be doing. But I feel like as long as there's like really little hope for me to see change in any sort of thing, it would just be better to leave it in the past and it will just grow itself out when you least notice it. Hi Elliot, how long have you been here? Cause my stream chat thingy, oh, it finally shows the name. Oh, I'm gonna assume you just came here like relatively recently. I was sort of venting about our 2019 friend group. How much did of that do you hear? Oh my god. What? You practically heard the entire thing already. I'd say you probably heard the entire thing. But yeah. Anyway. Early on this stream, I was just like talking about lore of Florence, and then I talked about lore of Scythe, and then I talked about lore of Exodus, and I talked about how mentally fucked up Exodus was. And I also talked about how fucked up Scythe was and how Scythe was basically, oh yeah, the Season Slayer bar lore. You missed out on the better part of the stream. Just kidding. Oh yeah, I traumatized up on stream a lot. I'd say that. Okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, I did talk about how Scythe is like sort of like the baby of the bar. Like he's just a special little guy that I just hopped on in. I'd say that I didn't exactly think of who actually pressured Scythe to work at the Scene Grounds bar yet, but I would say that yeah, Saf was originally peer pressured, but eventually, when someone gave him a valid reason, he actually thought about it and just went like, "Hey, I could probably like get some exposure therapy by working at a bar, so I can like desensitize to the idea of like my dad being an alcoholic and stuff, and then it can probably lead me to reconcile with him and understand why he chose alcoholism and something something. Because like Sam's dad isn't actually a horrible person. He is trying to be better, but there's like a lot of things that he's doing that it just isn't like really the best. And I'd say like Sam and Kizuko live away from him to give him his own space because they let's hope for him to like recover on his own before they have like closer contact with him. But they still talk to him, but it's like a really complicated thing. I remember once one of my friends thought that Sai's father was abusive, and I was just like taken aback. And I was like, wait, no, wait, where did you learn this from? He wasn't. He's just like he's like a terrible parent, but he knows that he is, and he's trying to be better, but he's just like mentally ill and just really complex when it comes to trauma and stuff. And I was just like, and then they apologized, so it was fine. But I was like really shocked that some people did misinterpret my law of Sai's father as him being abusive. So that is basically just some stuff. Sometimes whenever I see like posts about like online friendships and something, I'll just like occasionally think about Saf and Sari, and like honestly, I sort of miss like the opportunity to quote a video I found yesterday about online friends me think I'm doing something stupid. Like that was actually Saf and Sari quoted, but I didn't even think of it until like after I scrolled past that video and I was like, oh well, it's too late to quote that now. Yeah, I actually there was a reason why I made them like they make them like meet on the internet. It was actually sort of like a projection thing from an era when I had a crush on Twitter. I have to say it. It sounds cringe, but I have to say it. But yeah, and then I just like projected that Sad and Sarian met off Twitter solely because of that, and I was just like yearning so hard. I just projected it onto my OCs. I took projection too literally. Yes, I know. But basically that was why I made Sad and Sarian online friends, and I made them like exes at some point. They only dated for like a few months before Sad is just like honestly getting the vibe of okay, alright, Saren, you're not really like we're not emotionally on the same ground, so I feel like it would be better if we just um broke up or something. And then after that, they queer platonic coded because they're already like really really close to each other, but they don't really like each other romantically. They realized, but they're still like really special to each other in some way after everything they've been through. So that's why I just decided to settle on that for the law of the both of them. But I really isn't much thought to Saf and Sarian. Or maybe there is a lot of lore in them, but I think all of the memories went to Sarah because she never wrote anything down. I mean, she did write like a bunch of lore down after the OC server, but I'm gonna be real honest with you here that she probably didn't note down most of the important stuff. She only like keeps like the publicized stuff, I guess. I don't know. So for me to figure out my own OC lore is gonna be tough because, well, first of all, brain things. We, shitty brain memory and stuff. And then secondly, people not writing things down, I guess, or past me not writing things down. I don't know. I think Sarah actually had like a better habit of writing the lore down. Green Sarah specifically, but for me, I don't. I am really just like I keep on forgetting to write down lore, and I tell people that there's already a heap of lore on the Fauna family, but um, and then when I mention something, they're just like acting surprised, like they've genuinely never heard me mention a single thing about that family before, and I'm just like, what? I didn't tell you guys. Like, sometimes I forget I actually didn't tell people something. So I get like actually genuinely shocked when people doesn't know about the Fauna family as much as I like them to. I was like, wait, I didn't share it with you yet? Damn. But yeah, I already had like a bunch of Lunarist lore planned out. She had a family. I think I already mentioned this in yesterday's stream, didn't I? Okay, hold up. What is it? Oh my god, that is a huge chunk of paragraph. Hold up. I will stop the Lunarist lore for a hot second. Shortly after, I don't know. Um, I will move. Hold up. I should move the this cursed ass flag first away. Oh my god, it's horrible. And then I think that's a lot for me to read, so I'll just be getting the important stuff of this piece out first before I myself over to the chat and read it. Okay, time to read it. Wasn't my fault because the group fell apart. Oh, oh my god. Oh yeah, Devin, I was being a shit ass. It's Devin's our fault. Hold. Okay, wait, I need to throw something away. And forcing everyone to eclipse and everyone leaving Devin out had we lose contact with most of them. We had that Discord server, but I don't think says Melly was as active as Discord and the struggle to continue to maintain the friendship style is slowly drifted away on my own terms. Honestly, okay, that's fair. Cause I thought like the group was running well in the past, and then it just like sort of just like died down shortly after I died down. You thought I still had contact with them? I'm honestly really surprised because I lost contact in like somewhat in 2020, and I think I did elaborate on my on one of my event posts before that on why I left, something about being in a horrible relationship and needing to make sacrifices for someone who I didn't really figure out that I would actually want to be with. So, eesh, yeah, but enough of that depressing stuff on my end. I think I was like one of the first few who lost contact with the group. I guess I couldn't really remember what happened because of like horrible memory stuff. And also I ditched the Discord account that I used to for for back then because that same account also had like a few of my abusers contacts on there, so I had to drop it unfortunately. So I think I also like sort of left the Discord account that I used for chatting in the past. But I mostly just thought I was a shitty person and I just like left the group. And now I was too afraid to like contact anyone for like a few years or like let them know I have a new online presence. Like if you can probably remember like the 101 internet personas that I have, where I just like had different phases. I guess I had like a gacha phase, and I had like I don't know what I had like the 2021 Minecraft phase as the Moon Zest or something, and then we have my current identity, which is really like who I am today. And I haven't like switched accounts in like a really long time, or try to run away and escape from the flat surface of internet. And recently I've been thinking of doing that again. And then I'm just like, yeah, I gotta be more rational and mature about this. But yeah, I pretty much only ran away because I just like felt like I disappointed the group in a way. Which is honestly, you know what? It's really concerning that um it is really concerning that a 13, okay, back then I was 13. A 13-year-old was like feeling incompetent. Like what kind of mental illness was I on? So like honestly on my end, I think I'm a little bit like fucked up, but eventually I don't think it really is all of our faults because Divina was also being an ass, like what you said, and being in contact on other socials makes it like pretty hard to maintain like contact on other different socials with like people. Like, okay, in the past, like Instagram was still okay, but eventually it just like, became really fucking shit. And there's like basically almost no algorithm on Instagram anymore. So like that's also a platform that I like, recently like gave up on. No, I gave up on it like years ago. Actually, if I were to be honest, I'm gonna like see if using a blurred line art would actually save my art, because I feel like it probably will. Oh yeah, I feel like blurry line art saves my art a little bit. I think, does it? Oh yeah, sort of. Oh yeah, it looks softer now. I like this a lot. I just have to like add my fucking watermark in a moment. Let me read the chat again. Oh yeah, I know. I also don't really speak to Karmi Cat. They're just like that really cool artist that I just like really look up to. But I was just like sort of like too uncool to like get to know them better. But I knew that like Melly um knew Karmi a bit better, I'd say. But yeah, I really like Karmi's persona. I still sort of remember how it looks like. And um Food says we house core. Honestly, yeah, I remember our friend group was like really vast. It had like it had like so many people in it. I genuinely forgot like who really was part of it and who wasn't. Like we just like, collectively just like agreed on shit, and it just like happens anyways. And then Karmi's like I remember they were like the only member that we didn't like have any contact with. Like they only had Toy House. Used to have DeviantArt, but then they only like became like a strictly Toy House social user, and then we lost contact with them. I found one of Karmi's old accounts from like a shit ton of like Toy House stalking at some point, and I commented on Karmi's profile, but they never responded. I commented since 2023, and I had to find like one of Karmi's oldest profiles because the the latest Karmi profile, which is also inactive, Karmi had like every single thing turned off. So I had to contact an extremely old account that I found, which I also forgot the user by now. But I remember they had like a scene core profile picture. That's about it. I remember commenting on it too, and just like, not the profile picture, but just like commenting on that comment section, because that was the only Toy House account Karmi had that actually had an open Toy House comment section. But I think Karmi's really gone off the internet for good. And um, as for tears, I really have like I've got zero clue what the fuck happened and where did she go to, but I sort of just like miss her, and it feels like really mysterious. Like yeah, I honestly just don't know where she is now and stuff. And I'm just like I really don't know about where where the heck she went to and something, but it definitely did make me a little sad that I no longer see her art one day, and I am contemplating contacting Elias asking about tears, but I honestly eh, and now it's just like deciding against it, because what if like they both still had contact, but maybe Tears just doesn't want to be public anymore, and I might be intruding to some people's privacy if I were to be like, asking like questions like these. So I just like forbade myself from asking anything too deep, or just like even like texts, because like even now I still have like contact with like Elias, and I've been like somewhat on and off and passively supporting Elias story and stuff. So I'm honestly still kind of glad that we're in contact and stuff. And I do plan to attack Van this year on Art Fight. We attacked each other like I forgot when, but we did last year. They drew like Chemical Forever for me, so I think I'm gonna like tag them again this year. It's gonna be really awkward, but I just yeah, sometimes I just hint for the nostalgia. Let me read the chat again. I felt a lot of pressure talking to TS slash Melly. You felt like if you don't say anything, it makes her dislike you, especially being considered a fan was the highest achievement. Oh my god. Oh, I felt the same way too, honestly. Like, Melly was like extremely cool to me. Like she was like one of my biggest art inspirations in the past. And I knew I had like drawn like cringy DeviantArt fan arts for her, just like waiting for her to notice me. I don't know what happened, but holy shit. But I just like that was just like me. Everyone I found cool on DeviantArt, I just like drew fan out of the character and tag them and say, yeah, you're really cool or something. Like a jolly 11-year-old that doesn't belong on DeviantArt should be. You know. I laugh at myself too much. But you get it. Honestly, I forgot how I met you again. I feel like I didn't know, but I don't know, but I think you're probably also one of the people I thought was like insanely cool. I don't know, anyone who draws better than me is cooler. It's like really cool to me anyway. So I feel like I I don't know, if I find you cool, I'll probably just I'm just look up to you. Honestly, if you're older than me, I probably look up to you because like I've been raised with the tradition to always respect my elders. Unfortunately, it still really sticks to me to this day. But you know, like anyone who's older than me is automatically cooler than me. And I'll just be like, oh, okay, cool, yay, you're talking to me, and kind of that stuff. So honestly, being able to be in the radar of any older person is like just really like feels like I've like, achieved something in life, I guess, which is weird. Which is also probably why I have like a bunch of fucked up stuff that happened to me like shortly after the friend group ended, and when I made like other older friends that aren't actually really good people, you know. But that's story for another day. Okay, honestly, shut the fuck up. Okay, sorry, that was about the bot. Anyways, I'm trying to read the chat now. Okay, so honestly, yeah, I feel like it was also a little bit pressury on my end too. Like maintain a friendship with someone I deem really cool. Yeah, I just be like so giddy of excitement, just like in the past, I don't think as a kid I really understood what friendships really like were in a way. Like I know that there are like people who are special in your life, but I always saw them as a different level on me, and I still honestly do to this day. Like sometimes I put my friends on a higher pedestal than me, and often not. If this happens, I usually just like listen to them and do whatever else they tell me to. I really don't know who to draw now. And my fingers are itchy. I need to fiddle with the iPad. Wait, did that sound too wrong? But yeah, and no way, I actually can also see it as I also saw the username as that honestly. It kind of looks like that from like afar. Yeah, honestly. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I thought like Melly was really cool, and then I just think the people that she interact with was really cool too. And then I think I just found you, and then I just vibed with you, and then we just like started to chat every day on Instagram DMs for some reason. And the only thing I remember about friendship is the Splatoon boyfriend, unfortunately. I don't know why I don't remember anything else. But I think I also remember at some point just like telling you something about Melly that made me like relatively sad, which I think was a fucking stupid thing, but yeah, that's embarrassing. I'm so glad I don't remember what it was and I don't want to remember it. I sometimes really test my memory because I feel like my older days are just highly embarrassing. Really highly embarrassing. But yeah. Um. Uh. Um. But yeah, honestly, it feels like we just met one day. I sort of have like a really vague memory of your old DeviantArt profile, and just me clicking on it, and just I sort of had like a really big memory of me doing that, and then I'm just like casually stalking your art, and I'm like, wow, I wish they'd draw more, kind of thing, thinking about your profile and stuff, and just like scrolling through and be like, Okay, this one's low-key an inspiration for me. I think that's like basically how I perceived you. Like, at first, I forgot how else I perceived you in the past, but I just thought you were like cool. But out of all of my friends, despite you, like honestly, you're like the oldest one. But surprisingly, I feel like most level-headed with you out of most of my friends. Like talking to you just honestly feels like talking to someone at my level. But meanwhile, whenever I talk to most of my older like online friends, it always kind of feels like we're like 10 years older than each other. We have like a 10-year age gap and stuff. But like talking to you honestly only feels like it honestly feels like we're almost the same age in a way, which I thought was like pretty funny that it's still like a thing since in the past and until now. It just feels like you're just like honestly easy to talk to, I'd say. So that's a compliment, by the way. By saying that it feels like we're on the same level, because in most of my friendships, I often feel like I'm either too high on a level or I'm too low of a level in a way. I'm either like too good for someone or too horrible for someone. and and stuff. So like I think that honestly strained a lot of my friendships even till this day. If I see someone as I don't know, if someone's like constantly like speaking more facts than me, I feel like I'm like, okay, yeah, I should shut up for real. Okay, wait, now. And let me read the chat. You should not be put on a pedestal. I'm unemployed and not looking for employment and spend my life staring at a wall all day waiting for the for for the day to end. Me plan honestly. If only life was this easy. I'm honestly really hoping that eventually I can find a job where I don't have to go out to work, cause I'm just like pathetic and sort of crippled in that way. I don't think I can get a real job anyways. Yeah, that honestly is real. That will be me in like a few years perhaps, unemployed. And something about please put a trigger warning for grass and application sheets for applying for jobs. They really trigger me. That'll probably be in the future. I don't know. Automat's like fucking weird, but yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo to the part where you where I said love being friends. That's amazing. Cause honestly, on my end, me too. You're probably like one of the bestest friends that I have, and somehow like one of my few sole surviving friendships that started from 2018 and actually lasted to this day, because I had like one friend who was really lasting of a friendship of mine, and yet we still like cut off contact. Wait, no, not exactly cut off, but we like drifted off in 2022, even though we've been friends since 2018. So like you're honestly like the only person who was somehow like um I'd say not out of my life yet from the pre-COVID era. But I find online friendships really amusing. Like yeah, there's just someone in your screen and they're just like really cool, and then next thing you know, that person's like gonna be your friend for like a fuck ton of years, and they just don't seem to plan to leave that soon. It's like really amazing. But unfortunately, yeah, a lot of my online friendships I just like drift off of them. They usually don't last more than 3 months, let's be honest. I am terrible at talking to people. At some point I actually had the courage to like constantly DM someone every day, but then I just got tired of doing so, and I ran out of things to say to them, so I just like stopped talking to them. Like in the past I just like send them fan art of their fictional other every day, and then I just like stopped doing that because I couldn't find more fan art to send. And then that's how we fucking drifted. But honestly, I really gotta just like praise my younger self a little bit for just like generally being able to uh like just DM someone so damned openly. Like I don't know how the fuck did I like manage to DM people like every single day in the past. Like I think almost all of my friends I have like DMs with them. I talk to them in DMs and everything, and they just like yeah, we're just like DMing each other like back and forth, like there isn't any like awkwardness or oh my god I feel like I'm gonna die were to like if I were to like socialize in private. Cause like now I'm just like really horrible at DMing, and if I get a DM from like someone, I get a little bit like jumpy, especially if it's confrontational. I'm just like pathetic nowadays. But honestly, I would say that a lot of the times I do prefer like DM conversations, but only with like people I don't feel awkward enough around. In a way, I don't know why DMs are like just so awkward for me, especially if they're casual. But if they're like for commissions and stuff, I'll just be like, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna treat this like a normal conversation. It's just serious business, serious business in a way. But yeah, who am I drawing again? Oh yeah, I'm drawing Scythe. Oh yeah, Scythe is so hard to draw for some goddamn reason. Low art motivation final boss on the start of even not. Yeah, sort of. It's kind of silly how you went into your like years long of art block from when the friend group fell apart and when we stopped talking for a while, and then after we talked to each other again, you were still in that little art block final boss thingy. Honestly, if anyone ever like says they have art block and they're like nobody can actually have art block um more worse than me, I'll probably just pull you off as an example. Just kidding. Honestly, that was lighthearted. But yeah, honestly, your art's really cool, and I think in the past, I don't know why, but I was just like a little bit sad that you don't draw enough, and I was just like, oh my god, what a cool person. I need to see this person draw more, kind of thing. And then I think I really tweaked out over the old Sparky art you made for me because that was like one of the rare few times I remembered you drawing in the past, and now it's just like whether this is for me or not, it really makes me happy to see your art anyways, like to see you draw anything. I think little old me was a little bit silly. I don't know, man. Like the mosquito that never goes away, the one you learn to live with, that's your real dimension. Are you perhaps like the mosquito that was like buzzing in my right ear last morning? I'm just joking, but no, there was seriously a mosquito in my ear. And and it was like tormenting me, honestly. I was like, where the fuck is that coming from? And I thought I was like hallucinating, but apparently I wasn't because it buzzed twice in my ear. I thought there was something in my ear, but there wasn't anything, thank God. But I did get like 5 mosquito bites afterwards, so that wasn't fun. But yeah, okay, honestly, you know what? Since it's stream time, I feel most comfortable confessing random things on stream. It's not a love confession, but it's like, honestly, uh, part of the reason why I haven't exactly tried to do another what you call an escape off the internet, or like basically just like ditching my entire social life behind again, like what I did again, is probably cause I just like reconnected with you in like 2023 and I just didn't want to lose that again. So I was just like, so I just like holding, was it 2023 or 2024? Okay, I think it was 2023. Yeah, oops. And I just didn't want to like possibly like lose our friendship again. So like that was the only thing that's keeping me sane and actually make taking through my decisions thoroughly before I'm doing something stupid, like just like deactivating all of my socials and stuff. So like in a way you're sort of putting me on the line on sanity and stuff, I think. Yeah. Because like how there's been hashtag things going on. So yeah. Remember the time where I was like fucking evil and contemplated actually deleting the empire because some stuff happened, and I was like, oh wow, it feels like everyone hates me, and I just like practically turned emo for that period of time. Honestly, just like thinking about the friendship just like saved me from deleting it. Like I was like actually really close to announcing that I'm gonna delete the server within like a few days or so, or like faking a deletion, like maybe just like kicking everyone out but keeping the server up in a way, but like just pretending I actually deleted the shit, but I ended up like not going through with it. So yeah, those are two fun facts. Sorry for screaming. I'm sorry for trying. You know, like my eyes are like really dry and I don't have enough muscles to cry, but I'd probably be screaming, crying right now. I mean, I'm doing the screaming part, not the crying part. Let me read the chat before I tweak out about before I tweak out about like being a good friend and stuff. I can get emotional, but I I think like I don't have the hormones to like physically express it, but I get really emotional all the time. Okay, so I draw multiple times a day, almost every second of my free time was spent drawing. Eventually, burned myself out for the rest of my life upon developing expectations and not meeting said expectations. God, you're so real. Honestly, I think like shortly after the break off thingy, I also had like a infinite art block for like at least a year or something. Like I was like just mirroring you in a way. No, actually no, that wasn't the mirror. I was just like joking about the mirroring part, but it's kind of funny how I also had a phase where I think I went like over a year like without drawing. I moved over to like gacha editing instead and stuff, and I actually forgot how to draw for like a while. So when I picked it up again in 2023 for real again, I do not know why, but one day there was just like demons in my head, not my headmates, but it was just like a thought in my head that I just want to like reconnect with like my old online friends, and then I just decided to build like an online persona on DeviantArt again, and then slowly when I gained the courage one by one, I just like contacted everyone. But you know, honestly, in like the most silly way possible, and not to make this like sound like a heartwarming friendship moment again, I feel like every time I try to recontact um the old friend group, uh whenever I try to recontact the old friend group as like under a new account, I feel like you're like the easiest person to just like confess to that I am like, hey, this is me. But honestly, sometimes I feel like I didn't even have to tell you it was me. I'll just like follow you, and then I just like assume you'd probably be able to have the spidey senses that it was me all along. Oh yeah, speaking of spidey senses, I remember there was like this one time when I just like started to like interact with Van again, and Van didn't actually like figure out that was like my new account immediately, and then he was like he just somehow like had like the senses that it was actually me, and then I told them it was actually me, and it was like a really crazy moment too. So like, why is friendship so magical? Oh god, is this a My Little Pony reference? Yeah. That was me. At least 5 drawings a day. That is me doing art fight. That's me doing art fight. I think there was like one of the art fight days from last year. I did 10 drawings per day. It was for a mass attack, I think. So I just like tossed it all into one place. Screaming and tearless crying is a thought that counts. That's me. I scream a lot, honestly. Like at home when I'm home alone. Usually I scream out of frustration, but you know, like yeah, but sometimes when I just like want to cry, which I kind of want to did earlier today over a sadder reason, not for happy reasons. I was just like quite literally struggling to cry. I was just like burying my hands in my face, and nothing would spill out of my eyes, nothing would spill out of my nose. I was just making pathetic noises while sitting on my chair. I wish I actually made that up. Unfortunately, it is true. Because of some Discord messages I received, but oh my god, I'm pathetic. I just realized, oh no. Why am I even here? It's insane because the definition of art block was genuinely forgetting how to draw and losing art style and finding out people just meant they didn't know what to draw. What? It's considered art block too? Dude, are you saying that I'm like constantly art blocked all the time? If that is true, because for me, I always had the motivation to draw. I thought I was like lacking a motivation to draw. I didn't know that not having ideas was also art block. which means I probably like has art block all the time. Like I can draw a lot and I love drawing and I have the motivation to always draw, but I always don't know what to draw. So are you like fucking telling me that? Wow. Dude, I thought I was actually cool for not being like other artists because I don't struggle with art block. But it turns out I probably am the struggler, the biggest struggler of all time. I feel betrayed. I feel really betrayed by art in general right now. I feel like I also did Scythe Zero like really weirdly in this piece, so oops. But yeah, I'm gonna jump back on the topic of the that server, the Minecraft server was basically like the peak of our reconciliation. Haha, broken souls, reconciled hearts. The demons had to speak for a moment, but honestly, yeah, that was like the peak of reconciliation, and I just like didn't want to lose those memories in a way. I was just like, yeah, okay. I was just like trying to not be pathetic and like and stuff. So, cause like I honestly just didn't want to lose those memories, cause they're like probably. Okay, wait, I have to sneeze. Sorry, chat. No, I wasn't crying, but I don't know why there was mucus in my nose, anyways. I'm so sorry. This is gross. I'm lazy to mute, anyways. Oh my god, that's a lot. But yeah, what was I saying again? Something about the friendship. But yeah, that was like one of my what I call peak moments in my life. So like, I I just wanted to like make sure that I don't do anything stupid to like lose those memories that I make in a way. So yeah. I Okay, how the fuck do I draw Scythe? I don't know. I feel like his ears look really weird in this piece. Honestly, I'm gonna give up soon. No, the thing is that I probably blow it if there's like multiple people on the stream too. Cause it can't be asked, but yeah, honestly would do that around like almost anyone. Cause like I am just like really just a TMI guy, but I only probably not do it around someone if they've explicitly stated like yeah, sneezing noises gross me out, and then I'm just gonna be like not doing it and just like, beware and just mute myself. But honestly, I probably wouldn't do that. But yeah, peak friendship. Honestly, we sort of already have a peak friendship considering you're like the only person who I gave, who I allowed like access to follow my um what was it again? Oh yeah, the horrifying private account that I wouldn't like give anyone else because like I don't know. It was originally just supposed to be me, myself, and I, and then I forgot what demons like overtook at some point, and then we're just like neutrals there now. I forgot. Wait, how do you start following the account again? I forgot. I should probably like try to remember it later today. But it just happened one day, and we're just like casually neutrals, and we're just like in each other's like horrifying deep private accounts, and we're just like occasionally interacting, and I'm just occasionally posting the unhinged, I guess. I feel like it's really surprising that my current deep private account is like more sane than my old one, because my old one was like really insane, but my new one now is like so random. I'll post like random things about my life. Like it's like just a diary more than an event account at this point. Like yeah, I'll just like post random thoughts that come to my head, extra lore, old art, and just like call it a day. Cause honestly, I've been using it as an archive. So it sort of serves me and also serves the boredom, I guess. Serving your boredom and serving my need to store something in a safe space. Honestly, I could store it on my own server, but sometimes I just like to use a diary. It feels more fun to like have a Twitter layout, like a cute little diary. I can probably do it on Twinote, but it'd be pretty boring if not a single person was actually like looking at the stuff I post. Like, you have to know my level on Unhinged. Someone has to know it. I have to subject someone to the tortures. That's the word. Yes. Subjecting people to torture is my favorite thing. I don't really like this icon of Scythe. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I probably won't finish it. But yeah. God, I need to piss. Okay, time to read the chat again. I'm back from the pisserino. You accidentally linked the wrong shop page to the gimmick. So something wanted to show someone the shop page because it loved how it looked. But you couldn't because it being a secret account. And you know the funny part is that I'm contemplating deleting the straw page. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, honestly. It's just like, it's just cool, I guess. It looks nice. But what for when like nobody's gonna see it? I feel like, yeah. Honestly, I think I made a straw page in the past is because if I were to use that account as a private account, if I want people, if people want to like communicate or contact me, they contact me to straw page. Because like my DMs are closed, the account's private obviously, and then you cannot see the extended bio either. So it was sort of that. Wait, I don't know if the following the private thing was like immediate after seeing the straw page, or was it like a thing that I put on my old deep private and just like mentioned about having a new account on something. I don't know, but I remember mentioning something about, yeah, preferably use one of your outs to follow and something. You were like, you could use your private account. I was like, and I was like taken aback. I was like, really? The one that you said no one is ever allowed to follow? Because I remember you mentioning like many months ago you have like a private account that no one, that you, yeah, you wouldn't let like a single person be in there. And then I was, and then and then I was like, you don't seem like the kind of person to have like a lot of accounts. So I was just like really taken like aback that you just like wanted to follow with um that seemingly account that no one is allowed to follow. And I was just like, damn, okay, cool. I'm a part of the secret club now. And I was just like, I think I had like a fucking bunch of doubts. I was like, do you mind if I follow you back? Because I was like really uncertain that you would actually let anyone into that account. You said that you strictly said that you wouldn't let anyone in like a personal diary account. So exclusive member of the department. Yeah, sort of. You just get like an insider on quite literally anything on my life. Like, I think I'm pretty much unfiltered on that account. I think honestly you probably know like most things about me already. Like, um probably not my full legal name though. Probably yes, probably no, but close enough. I honestly did leak my legal name like to like a Discord server before, so I forgot whose server, but I think I just like, casually told a few people my legal name, and those who have my PayPal probably already knows it. there's probably one thing you don't know, and another thing you probably don't know. It's probably the secret Tumblr account I have. So that's like only two things that you don't know of about in my life. But besides that, I think you probably know like pretty much every single insider that happens in my lore. That is if I ever vented about something, you'd probably already know about it because I'm like a pretty open person, I think. So like honestly, a lot of people know a lot of already about me, but you just get to know a little bit of extra bits. So yeah, yeah, you're so dedicated to making sure no one found my account. Whoa, okay, dedi- that's like full dedication. Cause honestly, originally I had a thought that you could just follow me with your rambling account because none of our mutuals know your rambling account somehow. I don't know why they don't know, which is really surprising because it's really obvious that it's you. But yeah, like honestly, I wouldn't have minded that. And also, if anyone ever found an account of mine, it probably is private, and I don't think anyone will be able to find a private account that easily. So yeah, silly stuff. But I think for like that private specifically, I was just like preferring like private for private kind of like interactions and stuff. Cause you know like Twitter replies are like public, and what if like I was saying some personal stuff, and then like random people just like not exactly random, not very random people manage to find this stuff and then use it against me or something. Even though it's like not anything inherently bad, but I think you'll probably get a gist of how personal my private can get on evil days. I call it evil because I'm like sometimes evil on there. Oh god. I think I did 5 zeros wrongly. Who cares? I fucked up. I'm not gonna finish this. But yeah, honestly, it made the interactions like much easier in a way that sometimes I low key also use that private account to just like communicate in a way where I just like like sometimes I'm horrible at like directly saying something, so I just use it to like communicate with people. Which is honestly what I used with my old account like earlier this morning, and then I realized it was really embarrassing of a crash out on the old account, so I didn't use it to communicate. But I think in the past I always use private accounts to communicate with people in general. I have friends who do that too, so I don't think I'm that pathetic when it comes to doing that. But yeah, getting one like on the account is like such a hit tweet moment. Hashtag hit tweet. And let me read the thing. Yeah, I could have used the rambling account, but I didn't know if I was ever gonna have it known to main eventually. Oh, I see. But why? Honestly, why didn't you like have the rambling account known to your main? I'm just curious though. But it's honestly kind of silly that when you first followed me with the rambling account, it's like already just knew it was you anyways and just like followed back. I was just like a little bit shocked, like damn, Elliot has a burner account that's not so secret or something. Honestly, I only have 5 accounts on Twitter in total, and you know every single account of mine. You're the only person who knows all 5 of my evil Twitter accounts. My I think like my other two friends knows like 4 of them, and then we have like my other friends who only knows three of my accounts. One is the cringy one for the very self-shippy content, and the other one's like the normal one when I'm actually hopefully a mature grown adult on, and I don't like post a lot of personal stuff. And then we have like the general private, which is just like sort of like an exclusives club, but it's not really that exclusive, and I don't actually like care about what I post on there. It's sort of like actually if those posts were like public, I also wouldn't give a shit either, kind of thing. Cause haha hashtag trust issues. So like really, I can only like trust a few people. But I did dump the old private was only because I think I was starting to like get really unhealthy stuff on there, and like sometimes I unconsciously interact with like those unhealthy posts, and I affect people's timelines, and I just like thought, okay, that was not very it's not very good for like my innocent friends, so I just gave up on that account. Anyways, reading the chat again. But yeah, it's kind of obvious your Ramble account. Honestly, yeah. I mean, you literally have to display name Elliot on there, so I was just like, well, are there any other Elliots around, kind of thing? And I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's definitely you. Because I don't know or follow any other Elliot besides you, which is really surprising considering for how common this name is. I have never been mutuals with another Elliot on Twitter. Ooh, wait, that was the account you were using for figuring out a new name. Oh yeah. Oh wait, you're talking about the burner account thing. Oh. Oh, I see. That's really cool. Honestly, yeah, I feel like the best way to just like test out a new version of yourself is to always just be away from people who already know you, so you can actually see how people genuinely would perceive you if you were to like change something about yourself, and you'll be able to feel it for first hand for how you actually like it. Okay, that sounds too. I don't know how it sounds. I was about to say poetic, but it sounds pathetic when I said that. Honestly, coming from someone who like has like a few secret accounts going on. Actually, no, had I don't use most of my secret ones anymore. But I think in the past I had like a lot of secret accounts due to having identity crisis. So even though we aren't like on the same kind of crisis when it comes to identity, I think yeah I can sort of get the thing about this having secret accounts. It's amazing. It's amazing feeling. Oh god, I should drink some water. I'm dying. My throat's dying. Honestly, sometimes I do wonder if I spend my private account like a little too much for my liking. It's not really the worry of whether I'll spam you, but sometimes I wonder if I'm spamming myself a bit too much, where I just like post everything on there when a lot of things I post could probably also go on the main, but I just go like, nah, it should probably go on the private instead. And I'd say probably one of my biggest fears would be accidentally posting like something that's meant to be private on the main private account. Because on my main private account I'm like so vague, but I'm just like 100% the most TMI on the forbidden one. I'm gonna call it forbidden because it gives like a forbidden vibe where it's just like, oh yeah. Okay, honestly now I wonder what kind of vibe my account brings. Personally, to me, it brings like a really ominous vibe, but also brings like a really oddly calm vibe. Like you know, like calm in a really uncomfortable way kind of vibe. That's how I feel about my private account for now. I think. I don't know why I decided to say that. It's funny, but I don't like this drawing God of Sai. I think it looks fucked. This is not Sai, dude. What the fuck happened to you? Sorry, there's an ant on the table, so I slapped my table. I had to slap the table. Because the ant was pissing me off. Oh yeah, originally for my, what do you call deep private account, I was originally actually like planning to like make it public, like a public vent account. But then the only reason that stopped me from doing so is that I didn't want the self-harm eating disorder sub Twitters coming after me and then just like finding me there and like following me or something, or like I was afraid to find like people who would make my mental health worse. So I didn't like really post a lot there, but I think on that account I used to like publicly vent on it, and I think God no one really saw those posts, but I was like really vague in the past when I vented about things was because that I didn't like wanting the wrong people to find it and then going after me. And that was why that account had like a burner like a really burner nickname on there. Like I think I went by one of my OC's names on there for fun. because I felt like, yeah, that was the safest. And then I just went with a fandom profile picture. Like on that account, it would be too risky to use any of my OCs as my profile picture if I really want to be careful. So I have to use like something fandomy to make it less, you know, tellable. Less easy to decipher. Okay, that's a better word. Yeah, I'm not coloring this side piece, unfortunately. I do think I like to do pieces where I like have just one color only. It's really an interesting thing to do with my art sometimes, and I like this. Oh god, my throat is dying. Why the fuck, dude? I have a holiday. I can't let my throat die yet. Damn. I should not let my throat die this soon. I hope I don't die. Oh yeah, I'm totally sketching this. Only because I gave up this piece, but I don't want it to be looking horrendous when I upload it to Toy House. So I had to fix it. But yeah. Oh, hi! Oops, I didn't notice like the rain at all. Because I was too locked in on yapping away and drawing. I'm yapping away and drawing again. Too busy, locked in. But yeah, hi. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Honestly, my life is really inconsistent these days. It's like, it's either really good or really bad. But I'd say recently I have mostly been just doing a little bit better. So yes, for your answer, I'd say I have been doing great today. It wasn't really a great start, but I think I'm managing it pretty well right now. So I appreciate that. And let me read back on the chat on you. Wait, hold up. I need to drink some water for that because I really like what you just said, and I need to embrace myself to share my experience with secret accounts too. I'm really fucking thirsty. Sorry, chat. I'm watering the fuck out. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. Good night. I don't really know the read them. Boo Boo Boy, Alaska. Yeah, good night. Have a great rest. You should totally sleep. I've done like night streams before, but yeah, it can definitely get you tired. You should totally rest. Okay. Reading the chat again. You have a secret history of accounts, except you keep on pretending to be Sans slash Buddy self-shipper. Okay, Sans is normal, but how do you self-ship with Buddy? Isn't Buddy like a real person? Or was it like Birdie's persona? But either way, that's fucking funny. I heard that Birdie's still problematic. Oh my god, honestly. Oh yeah, damn. I think I had like a lot of secret accounts, but most of the time they were only like role playing stuff where I actually pretended to be like a real person somewhere out there when I'm actually just like the same person playing like a whole friend group. I was that lonely at some point to an unhealthy extent, so I the fucking butt. What is attractive about that? And Sans, I don't see the attraction in, I don't see the appeal in Sans too. But I mean, I guess Sans is more of a valid thing to be self-shipping with than Buddy. But sorry. Deadass. I don't know what to draw right now. What the fuck do I draw? I don't have anything to draw. I don't have anything to draw. I'm just gonna look at my toy house again and hope for something. But yeah, honestly, yeah, it's interesting. For my end on secret accounts, I've only really done it because I just get harassed the fuck out of that I quit. So like most of the time, it's just like me hopping from one identity to another. But when I had like multiple alter egos at once, on like Instagram at some point, it was just like mostly like a little roleplay with my friends. Where we roleplay as OCs, except we pretended to be real people behind the screen while we roleplayed. Eventually, when we broke up, I forgot who got custody of which OCs, but I remember playing like an OC named Ace, and I think I really want to bring his concept out into the BSRH if I ever like make him into an OC again. But yeah. And of course, I think I've also mentioned before that in 2020, don't know, I think in like 2022, I did join like a little bit of a somewhat obscure sub fandom of on Tumblr. And then I just like started to post like Owl House content on it, and everyone loved my Owl House art and stuff. But I was like kind of sad I didn't like get to doing all the requests that people have been sending me. And then recently like less than a month ago, I picked up on that blog again, and then I started to like post Steven Universe content on it. And I just like picked it up after 2 years, like nothing ever happened, and then everyone just started to like vibe with me. I got like 50 likes on like one fucking post, and then I'm just like secretly irritated that I couldn't get that kind of reach on anywhere else. But every time I'm trying to hide something of myself, I somehow just like get more out of it in a silly way. But yeah, sure. Haha. Go piss boy! Honestly, the worst part was that you was clocked the secret account every time. You're horrible at any account that seemed troll. I was automatically flagged as you trolling around. How? Damn. You must be like really horrible at pretending. Honestly, yeah, me too. I think I pretended to be like a different person leaving art before, and then I just like used like a really chopped version of my art style, like a simpler version, and charged commissions for like a really low price, and then people would like buy them pretty often, so like it was a good thing. It was like I was low-key able to make more money as a secret account and stuff, but also people was like pretty much able to tell who I was and stuff. And yeah, obviously I wasn't good with that shit, but honestly recently I've been trying to like I was thinking of like pretending to be a secret account again, but except I don't have the time to think of a new art style to like fake up and stuff. So yeah, unfortunately, having a life makes me not do that stupid thing again. But you know, it honestly seems like an oh my gosh, why is there so much mucus? Seems like a really interesting, fun concept to just do that again and then just like talk to people I know and then yeah. Why is there so much mucus in my nose? What the fuck happened? I better not be falling sick. This will really be shit if I did. Oh, who cares? Oh, it's 5:24, so I practically don't have that much stream time anymore. I do have like practically another hour, so I can draw anything I want, but I don't know what to draw. But yeah, I do plan on keeping up my secret Tumblr account fat for like a while. I think like it's the only reason why I can hold on to that identity for so long is because Tumblr doesn't have a fucking algorithm, so you won't be able to find me unless if you like the same like oddly specific, highly oddly specific thing as me, and then you'll be able to find me in the community and just go like, hey, isn't that Ebba? But yeah, I'm just like trying to not like make a scene too much in like the main fandom space so that nobody can figure out that I'm linked to the obscure fandom space. You know, like hashtag secret identity. I love having secret identity for fun. And also, honestly, I only really made that account secret because I couldn't afford to have like any of my friends know, I guess. I don't know, I just feel insecure posting about it and stuff. Unfortunately, being secret also means that I cannot share a lot about myself, and a lot of times I get like uncomfortable reactions on that place, especially that I've been like hashtag faming up a little bit. So yeah, there are like people that make me have to like basically redo my entire DNI list so that I can add them on it, cause I was just like honestly done with certain interactions. You know, like some communities just have like the downside of attracting things that aren't very glorious, that shall not be named. It shall not be named. But yeah, it is definitely insane a little bit, quite a bit. I don't know why the fuck I just like unconsciously sketched out Kelsey. This was like not intentional at all. I was actually, you know, originally when I opened this canvas, I wanted to sketch out either Perrine or Lapis, but as you can probably tell, that was clearly not what happened over here. And I just unconsciously just like sketched this out, but who cares? I feel like this looks like one of my older pieces, I don't know. But like, yeah, I should probably like, yeah, hell yes, hell yes. This is like random doodle perhaps. I think I did the head too big, but I've been like just, I don't know, like she's probably one of the most what you call shapely characters to draw that I know of, and I just like it's like I don't know, it feels pleasing to draw him for like no damn reason. So here I am just like doodling this. Honestly, this is really silly. Yeah, I don't know what to do, but I don't feel like doing whole pieces today. So like, damn, what the heck, man? No, so I don't have ideas on what to draw like all the time. I have so many OCs but so little ideas. I don't want to be like drawing icons all the fucking time because I feel like it would cause my art to regress. And I really despise the concept of art regression because yeah, it is horrifying and I don't want to do that. Because like I feel like for me I definitely have to force myself to draw like bigger stuff occasionally just so my skill level doesn't like fall down again and I have to pick it up right back up. I'm really afraid of like not being able to draw properly again after 11 days of not having proper access to art. During my trip, I'm gonna be bringing my iPad though, and one good thing about the trip is that hold up, let me drink something. Oh yeah, one thing good is that I had like 200 GB of roaming data, so I don't really have to worry about needing to save something offline for me to stay entertained. And which means I don't have to fucking waste my phone storage just to watch Steven Universe if I wanted to do it on my trip. I can be the ultimate iPad kid and watch it during lunch or something. Or like while waiting for the bus and stuff. I won't be bored, which is amazing. ultimately I can see myself drawing more than actually like spending time watching shows like an iPad kid, unfortunately. Just the way it goes about for me. I don't watch stuff a lot because it honestly makes me feel unproductive, and I'm just like the master of productivity. So I'm just like, yeah, I have to be art pale all the time. Extremely art pale. Extremely art pale. Yeah, that's Kelsey. Yeah, welcome back. I don't know. Honestly, the fun part is that I opened this canvas with the intention to like draw something non BSRH related. Um and something that is from my own OCs, but I ended up just like drawing Kelsey anyways. I don't know why, but my hand is picked up, and Kelsey is very very shapely to draw for some reason. Like it's just like I don't know, when you just like pick up that pen, you feel like Kelsey's just the right character to go with the flow to just like draw something random out of. So yeah, you get like more Kelsey doodles. I feel like I did the shirt a little bit too big on this piece, but like I couldn't care less. I think this was like sort of a chibi half body. Half bodies that crop this way are honestly like weird. I don't know how to like draw it without it looking awkward, but yeah. Anyways, I don't think you really missed much of my yapping, but I just talked about in the past that I actually ever had DeviantArt accounts where I also had like a fake identity on, and how easy it was for other people to like just spot me anyways. Or just they had a suspicion was me, because like, in the past I was so bad at having like style variation that I just couldn't like, come up with a new art style to pretend to be a new person. And then I talked about how in 2022 I had like a secret account on Tumblr, and then I posted like Our House fan art on it, and people really like liked my stuff. I sort of like blew up a little bit in the past too over posting that. And then after that I just like ditched the account because I lost interest. No wait, actually no, I think it was because Akita like was the one that owned the account, and then when Akita stopped being host, they stopped posting it. And when we lost interest in it, we didn't have like anything else to post, and then it was just like abandoned like that. And then like recently I just picked up on posting like some Steven Universe stuff on there, and then it like gets attention, and then I just like ramble about how I was like, oh damn, it sort of like pisses me off how I get like better reach on that account that I don't really give a shit about, and then on my main, not exactly my main Tumblr, but like generally on like every single main platform that I use, I don't get that reach, and it was just like, damn dude, that is not fair. On for a platform with no algorithm, I'm getting more algorithm on there. It's insane. Yes, I don't think Tumblr has like any algorithm, which is great, so people won't find me. But for all I know is that my art isn't like really that different from like what I do now, and it's gonna be very obvious to figure out that it's me. Um, if if anyone ever like manages to find the account under like hashtags, if you're like just smart enough, I don't know, not exactly smart enough. I say not even smart people will figure it out. It's more of like if you're like too bored enough, yeah, bored enough was the word. Like if you're like insanely bored, you might just accidentally find me in unconventional ways, kind of thing. But yeah, I am a huge fan of secret accounts. It makes me feel great, but also like when I'm on a secret account, I'm suddenly like back to square one to be like a pathetic loser no one knows about, and then I'm just like meeting so many cool people I want to be friends with, and I'm just like, oh man, I don't know how to be friends with you guys. And then I'm also sort of like, actually this is like not really my real identity. It'd be so weird to befriend someone and they don't even know who you truly are on the internet. Like they don't know your main internet presence. Like they don't know you're this fella named Leafy Halos who draws furries on Twitter and is primarily an X user or something. Whatever. I just said Twitter and X in the same sentence, but I couldn't really care less. I say which one clicks on my tongue better. Yay, Kelsey art. This is like all from memory. I love to draw from memory. I'm allergic to using references when it comes to art. Ooh, Yeah, me too. Honestly, I also forget about Tumblr most of the time. I only use Tumblr when I really have to escape from life that badly, like, AKA if I ever like fucked up that horribly that I need to like run away and touch some grass, but I don't have grass to touch, Tumblr's the next thing I touch, kind of thing. I feel like there's something about Kelsey I'm missing out, but I couldn't tell. Oh yeah, I think it's the front hair. Oh yeah, the front hair thingy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Kelsey looks more like Kelsey now. Is it doing like a heap of doodles now? Because I seriously don't know what to draw. But when I opened that canvas with Kelsey, I was actually contemplating drawing Lapis, and then I didn't know why, but I just started to like draw like a nose and stuff, and like an animal nose and stuff, and I'm like, alright, I'm not gonna be drawing like a humanoid anymore. But yeah. Hold up, I need to go and take a piss. Okay, I'm back from hitting the piss line. I'm back. And let me read the chat. And not being BSR is linked regardless. Yeah, honestly, I'm extremely BSR pilled that the only thing that I draw that isn't remotely BSR related will probably be either one, V's of Persona, 2, my Persona 3 Lapis. Those are the only three things that aren't like remotely BSR related in a way that I've been drawing. Like Lapis is the only thing that I've recently been drawing a lot that isn't like BSR related. And it's funny because like my life just revolves around that story so much. It's like it it definitely is more present than my mother ever was. Sorry, I had to make the joke. I like to make like fucked up jokes like this. It's fun. Um, honestly, yeah, true. Tumblr exists last time. Oh my gosh! Wait, you posted something? I don't actually know how to figure out when someone posts something new on Tumblr, so I'll have to like force myself onto the platform and just see. Oh my gosh! Wait, I love the banner so much. Camel Cove banner. Yay! 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 Sorry. Haha, I left the light. This is fun. Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm laughing at a comment on your post that says, hello, waving hand emoji. Are you available for commission? Please DM me. That is definitely a bot. You know one thing to spot about Tumblr is the empty blocks are usually bots. Oh my gosh, why are like two of the likes like bots basically? Wait, no, they're not bots, but they look like bots. Or one of them's a bot, I think. Bear Arts Fire. Yay. Yeah, I laugh at bot comments so much because it's like painfully obvious that they're a bot. But they're just like there anyways and stuff. Honestly, I don't really know about the Tumblr nostalgic feeling because like I actually didn't figure out Tumblr was like a really old platform until like people explicitly like told me it was an old platform and stuff. So like yeah. it didn't really feel that old to me because I feel like, and I've been like on mostly spaces that post a lot, so yeah, I've been like pretty much doom scrolling a lot on there. I'd say I don't really like fully know of the etiquette of Tumblr posting yet, but I guess it's like I guess I just exist on there, and I don't know, man, but like for like certain spaces it's so hard to like get any reach, but in some other spaces I can get as much as like 50 likes or something. So yeah, magic. Tumblr is like magical place, honestly, and also really really horrifying for people who are systems, because there will be like the people who claim to be what you call endogenic systems, which is when they claim to have the disorder without trauma, which is fucking hilarious and stupid because it is literally in the DSM-5 that you need trauma to be a system, because honestly, dissociative identity disorder is a disorder based off having like childhood trauma. It is when you just get constantly fucked over as a kid. And then there's like people out there who claim you don't need trauma to like be a system. Honestly, yeah, Tumblr's like it is like such a no algorithm place, too much of a safe space that there's like always all kinds of random wonders that can happen there. And like uh definitely those kind of people are one, and another kind of people would be pro shippers. Like I've ever like accidentally stumbled upon like pro ship profiles before, and they're like, wow, they're just so damn open about it on there. So like it's like the platform where everyone's like really open about something. It can either be like good or bad. It's either I don't know. I was about to say too woke, but I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, that platform's either like really hell spawn, if not like heaven spawn in a way. You get to meet like the best of the worst. So like honestly, for me, I'd say like Tumblr is only a good place if you're not a system. Because if you are a system, you'd probably have to like read everyone's DNIs like all the time, because you never know when one of those weirdos will interact with you. So at least that's how that was for me. And honestly, I do wish that I actually lied about not being a system on like some of my Tumblr platforms that I use more often, so that I didn't actually have to deal with like the the bullshit that some people might be coming up with. Hashtag bullshit. I don't vibe with bullshit at all. Oh god, yeah. It's gonna be drawing like this fucker because I don't really know what to draw right now, but like I have no clue what to draw. Just haha, that's silly. Real. I don't know, but some people are stupid. They just like they have like all the different kinds of terms that comes with like being a system or something, and I'm just like always laughing at them or some. I'll always like physically recoil every time I see someone who says shit like something about like if you don't support endogenic systems, please do not interact. And I'm just like staring at them like dumbfoundedly. And honestly, I feel like okay, honestly, let's just say that one of these days, remember the time where I told you I found um pregnant paradox on Tumblr with Jasper's child? Yeah, I was scrolling on the system tag and I found that horrific thing. And now I was like, holy shit! I was like, I was like, I was like, what's the point of the mention of Steven Universe when you fucking see that shit? I mean, thank God it wasn't like main tagged, but I found that account through the other posts, and then I got curious about it, and then I clicked on their account, and then I started to see that shit, and then I was like, oh, Oh, okay, cool. Apparently they ship Jasper doll, let's say, but they're like a system with like the host and the co-host. I think like I don't know, or like they just basically have they're just like a system with like majority like a heap of the Steven Universe fictives, and they're like mostly ran by a paradox fictive. And I'm just like, holy fuck, that's horrifying. Yeah, I don't know why I'm like doing the arm thingy now. Sometimes I can draw the arms perfectly, but other days I just like fuck up like a fuck ton. But yeah, and then that was how I found out. It was like apparently like a Mother's Day special kind of art that they did. But like, you know, maybe some system events are meant to be kept private. I think. I don't know, man. Sorry, I had to I had to scream about that. Yeah, let me read the. Wait, no fucking way! Got a Twitter DM from a real person. What? Whoa! Hell yeah. Ah. Oh yeah, what are they DMing about? That's cool. Honestly, I feel like I remember there was like this one time I got like a random DM from like a random person on the Self-Ship account, and then I was like really shocked, but also was so awkward to hold the conversation. So I tried like 101 ways to stop talking to them, and it did work after like about 1 or 2 days. So that's cool. But yeah, on Tumblr I find like the most insane things ever. I guess. I mean, you can literally find porn on there, unfiltered. So I wouldn't say I'm extremely surprised when I like see stuff like that. But yeah, that was one of the most cursed things I ever seen. I think. But like honestly, at some point my headmate just started to tell me that I should start to make like a Steven Universe bingo where like a fandom bingo basically, and just like have like every single like fucked up thing that will possibly happen to me, just like put it down the bingo and check it off and stuff, and see how many pointers I can get by the end by the time I lost interest in it, I guess. I don't know. Which I think will probably be in a few months later. So it's like in and yeah, so like I think Tazi just like told me to do that because like I've already like had many unfortunate encounters with the fandom already, let's be honest. Very unfortunate encounters. But I'm like not surprised. I'm just like giggling my ass off sometimes at stuff. I can't draw her fucking hair. I forgot how to draw hair. Oh no. Just ignore me. I'm not gonna be doing her hair again. Like I guess sometimes it's a bit hard to be in the fandom when you're really just like a normal person, a normal decent person, I guess. And that applies with like most of my fandoms. It's why I don't like play fandoms anymore. It's like I'm like already so done with the fandom game and stuff, cause well, I mean I'm not surprised, I guess. Like since considering most of my interests are like in shows catered towards kids, it's always these kind of shows that has like the worst fandoms before. I've seen like a really horrifying fetishy Owl House post before on Twitter, and I was like just like horrified. But thank God I'm not really into the media anymore. Cause if I was, I'd probably be more horrified. But I was just like, damn, okay. I guess like one of my TikTok mutuals was right to tell me that the Owl House fandom was fucked up. And I'm just like at this point thinking that every cartoon fandom is fucked up. Cause I probably have like an insane story to share about almost every cartoon fandom I got into. Um, like, want to know what's insane about the Amphibia fandom? You probably don't know any shit about this, but so in that fandom, there is this 30-year-old grown man self-shipper. He has this self-insert that he ships with the main cast of the three girls who are 13 years old for majority of the show. They're only 23 at the end, but yeah. And then he just like has this sona he draws with the girls, I guess, and I don't know how bad his art is, but he's just like basically just annoying. I don't know. I think I heard he's done worse before. He's probably somewhere on DeviantArt too. I don't know his user, but his name is like Daryl or something. And then he has like these edits where he edits himself into the show, and then like a lot of people in the fandom would just like mock him for it, cause like he's actually genuinely a creep outside of that too. So yeah, that's like one probably not surprising thing that I could tell you about a fandom I've been in before. Okay, honestly, every fandom has like its horrors. I can't be surprised. I'm just like really glad I stayed out of this, but I'm really gonna have to be honest that I do miss like being in the Your Turn to Die fandom because that was like the first time I'm actually seriously deep into a fandom, like balls deep in a fandom. I have to say balls deep so you actually know how deep I was in there. Like of course it's gonna be like people with who like the controversial pro ship stuff. Um, a lot of people just say it isn't pro ship, but I personally believe it's a pro ship, cause it's well there is like a basically that ship is worse than shipping Jasper and Lapis together. They're almost similar except there's power dynamic and there's a really obvious power dynamic and everyone just somewhat ships them because they're yaoi slop and it's just like hell in there. But every fandom's just like insane honestly and stuff. I still low-key don't like that ship though. It's yeah, cause the thing is that I'm pretty sure like one of the characters, like the abuser one, met like the victim like when he was still like something in like high school or something and stuff. And then I think they also had like a relatively like huge age difference, despite the fact that in the setting of the game they're both adults already. So, mm-hmm. Like I don't know, man. I just try to just like, ignore that, but eventually once I like just like get so out of touch with the fandom, I'm just like gonna be unfollowing most people because I'm pretty sure like a few people who like it are following me. So like, eh, horrifying stuff. I think I fucked up the shoulders on the art, but like, yeah, why am I like not drawing anything interesting now? Okay, okay. I feel like I probably have to respond to dinner stuff soon. Okay. I hate drawing arms, and I also hate drawing arms. Yeah. Oh my god, I just remembered that I definitely need to fucking get back to watching like Steven Universe. Oh yeah, speaking of that, um, I remember I drew like I don't know. I remember someone asked me to draw like Jasper for them, so I just like sort of did for like one of my secret Tumblr blogs. I think I did pretty great with drawing her, and I'm like honestly really surprised that I managed to like draw Jasper with like no flaw. And you know what's the funny part is that I can draw Steven Universe characters flawlessly, but would you want me to draw an actual humanoid like my OC or something, or my friends' OCs? I do them like really horribly. Like I can't really draw humanoids well, but like when you ask me to draw like Lapis, I'm like not that horrible at drawing her, and it's like, fucking crazy. You know, like how I had this thing where I really hated drawing humanoids. I say humanoids because like practically I don't think I like drawing real humans anyways. They have to be hybrid of some sort or just have like human anatomy but aren't actually human in a way. So like yeah, actually I think I just like really like liked her like an insane amount that I just wanted to draw her. I was like, yeah, I think I should like do her like with less eyelashes. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think I should only draw her with like two, one bottom, one down eyelash. Really like, oh yeah, she's so gender. I'm so sorry. I have to scream a little bit, but she's extremely gendered to me. Uh, back when I was just like the stupid little fuck that doesn't know what the hell goes on outside the system, and I was still like adapting and stuff. I saw like a heavy amount of gender envy in Lapis for some reason. I don't know why, considering I'm like agender, and then I'm just like over here, just like looking at like the most gorgeously divine character you can ever find in that show, and just going like, wow, I want a gender, man. That was just an exact thought process when I just like Look at her. I don't think anyone looks at Lapis and just like wants to steal a gender. They just like probably only think she's pretty and stuff. But like I'm just like I genuinely get gender envy from like her, and I'm just like wow, damn, how? How did I get gender envy from her? It's fucking funny. And also, blue's not my favorite color, unfortunately. So I literally don't know how she ended up being one of my favorites. And how I started off with like Amethyst is like a top favorite, but now I don't even know who my top favorite is anymore. But yeah, I need to finish watching that show. I don't know anything about the characters. I remember someone once asking me, once like wanting to indulge me in like a question about Bismuth, and how do you pronounce the name? I think I did it right, hopefully. And I was just like blank. Wait, no, they wanted to talk to me about like the trio of Bismuth, Lapis, and Peridot, and I just didn't know like what to talk about them because I haven't watched Steven Universe Future, and I'm pretty sure that trio only exists in there, or mostly exists in there. I think I see them most in like screen caps of like a future version. So I was just like trying to like cook up something without sounding stupid or out of character because I still don't know anything about like the fucking characters, and I'm just like and then Tazi is like, yeah, you should let me front and finish watching the show, bitch. And I'm just like, but we have to be productive. We have to be. I'm saying this on a literal fucking school holiday. So like, yeah, I do seriously have to finish watching the show. I think I have to. I don't know. Actually, can someone like probably like predict the future in like a few months time and tell me whether if I actually did finish watching the show? Also, yeah, I could probably ask Akita to do that. Like, they annoyingly just like to make random predictions that end up like mostly coming true because I don't know something with pattern recognition. But yeah, I don't know whether I'll actually ever finish watching it, and I'm praying I will. I'll be like so sad if I lose interest in it before I finish watching it. I feel even really betrayed. Even like I'll be like, really? I'm not even done with this yet. Why did I lose interest? Because that happens with me and like other cartoon shows that I watched and stuff. And a lot of the times I want to get back into like old media that I used to like for example the Our House. I've been trying to get back to it, but like I can't seem to like find the interest to like force myself to sit down and binge through the entire thing, even though I really want to. But yeah, why do I always like casually talk about cartoons like every single fucking time on stream? I also have no clue. Okay, let me check my phone. I'm probably gonna get a dinner message. I already did. Yeah, I got a bunch of messages. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna tell my dad I'm not as hungry today. So when he cooks, to not add the noodles in because I don't want to eat the noodles today. Yeah, I think I really like this drawing. I can probably like shoot this one onto my Tumblr later. Yay, the main one, cause this is actually good slot for the main instead of needing to throw it on my 1,000 secret accounts that I got. No, actually I only have one secret account. Per se. And the only reason why I kept it secret from like everyone I know is only because I'm like probably still insecure about the thing I post there, but I would say that I think if I remember correctly, I think I've given Jay the username to it before, and that's about it. And someone else in my server who isn't Jay also found the account once, and I was just like, shh, you don't know me. And then they just promised to keep it quiet and stuff. So yay. But yeah, people from my server did actually know about the account at some point, for sure. I think Jay is the only one that's actively following it, but I don't think Jay checks Tumblr a lot, so that is one good thing, cause yeah, the amount of stuff I post that's embarrassing, embarrassingly self-indulgent, and embarrassingly like a lot of things that I post there. And it's about like one specific character. Like the way I post is just like it's giving. I don't give a fuck about anything else besides my Pookie. It's the entire vibe of that account and and stuff. So it's like yeah, I couldn't. It's just like yeah, whenever like someone tries to indulge me in another character, and I'm just like sitting there genuinely not knowing what to tell them, cause like I've been so lapis pilled all the time, and I'm just like cool. Anyways, I feel like I feel so nonchalant every time I do something on that account. I'm a little bit too chill, too laid back, perhaps. Yeah, I feel like I've been posting on there too much, and I've been neglecting my mains a little bit too much too, in a way. Like, um, honestly, I wonder one day would anyone from that's actively like following me on that account would accidentally like find my Twitch and see me scroll through my gallery and go like, hey, I recognize this artist. Aren't you like insert name or something? But that would be honestly be one of my biggest fears. Would be like someone from that secret account finding my Twitch and finding out that I have a normal life outside of that. Not exactly like just probably like a main account, just like being like them. I didn't know that was you or something. Because that would honestly like just kaboom me to masses. But also be pretty funny if it happened. But also be pretty horrifying. It's more horrifying than funny actually if I were to think about it like deeply right now. The concept of that just sounds like more horrifying. Scary, perhaps. Oh god, I went silent. Okay, anyways, I have like 20 more minutes to stream and then I have 2 more days to stream before I have to go on my fucking holiday. And then I'm gonna miss streaming and chatting and talking. And chatting, talking, streaming. Yeah. I love to like burn my time off just by streaming honestly because like honestly I don't have anything to do in my life. So might as well just like have a routine going on while I don't have anything going on. I'm horrible at routines, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't really hurt to have one. Honestly, I feel like having routines always like the most optimal healthy thing to do. So I wouldn't mind just like giving up my life for a routine. Like giving myself some real shit to do in life. I am also unironically running out of things to draw and I might need serious suggestions soon, but I have like no clue what to do. Like, dude, you know, like drawing lapis on the stream, it's like the last resort kind of thing. Where I don't have anything, but my hands are itching and dying and dying and itching and itching and dying and dying and itching. And I just have like nothing to draw. And not even, I don't even have like a single pure idea to draw anymore. That is, it gets that bad. It gets really horrible. Like, usually it probably just like catch me doing like a pure doodle if I run out of ideas. But like now, not even like a pure doodle can save me. I'm like final boss, no idea artist. Final boss, stuck with no ideas. I'm basically drawing canon characters now. Oh no. Oh my god. Horrifying. Horrifying. I wonder if like people on my server or just generally any kind of friends of mine know like how much I actually draw like lapis honestly. Cause like, I draw her like more often than I do and like for the people who haven't like seen my art of her in a while probably like be shocked to see like an insane amount of improvement, but really, because I've only been drawing her like behind the scenes most of the time. I don't even like show it to my friends 90% of the time. Also, it's like, yeah, this one's a little bit too personal. I'm gonna keep this one to myself. It's not anything like not safe for work or anything, so that's even funnier. Cause it probably think I was hiding something freaky, but it isn't even anything freaky. In fact, like the freaky one was what I showed, which is yeah. I'll even show the freaky one, but like I'm just like yeah, I gate kept most of my art of her. I feel a little bit evil. I honestly feel bad I'm not showing it to many people, but yeah. Oh yeah, she's so pretty. Sorry, had to let the demons take over for one moment. I gotta drink. Speaking about like secret accounts and like all of that stuff again, um, if anyone ever manages to find my secret account, it would be like pretty deadpan, dead ass obvious to know that it was me. Also, because of the way I color lapis, is that I use the same style and I use the same color palette for her for art that I post on like any account. Like I always use this desaturated blue palette of her because I genuinely just couldn't stand how radioactive she looks. So I've been like pretty much just using the same palette. And if anyone could recognize like shit that I draw, would probably just be like, yeah, that's probably the same artist, same color palette and all. Cause I'm like, I don't ever like color pick canon characters like actual palettes when I draw them. I usually just like use my eyes to gauge and pick one for myself. Cause I always figured out that custom color palettes always lead you to better places most of the time. And that's like low key, like true. You shouldn't really like color pick a lot of stuff. I feel like that's also honestly me with Pride Flags. Like I feel like whenever I custom pick the colors, it looks cooler. It looks more fun for sure. Oh yeah, but one thing for sure I know on when I post art on that account, everything I draw is like um oh yeah, everything I draw is like uh unshaded, so it honestly makes it like less obvious, and also cause like I feel like I don't really need to live up to like the expectation of always drawing good stuff all the time. So I just like sorta like didn't put in much effort whenever I post stuff on there. I'm just like yeah, I don't really feel like I gotta post quality art, but meanwhile for my main stuff I always ensure I have it like properly colored or shaded at least. But yeah, I don't know what to do with the drawing. She's just like staring. She looks cute. Her eyes are just like big and really blue up and it's scaring me. Yeah. Honestly, if you were to like compare like the first and now the most recent like drawing I did of her, it's like you can tell that she obviously like went through like a fuck ton of stylization by being drawn by me like a lot of times. Like I genuinely realized that I already developed like a style in the way of drawing her, which I think is like beautiful. Now yeah, I just have like this one specific special way when I draw her. And it's just simply amazing. And oh no, I realized that whenever I talk to my friends, I can see my trauma responses seeping in every time something's going on. I just recently like honestly noticed that. It's like just oh my holy shit. It's like, oh my holy shit, there's like so much about me that I need to fix. And I can just see the trauma response seeping through, seeping through. And I'm just like, God, the way I'm reacting to things just make me sound like I have CPTSD, which is probably true, considering the idea that there are dudes in my head that I don't want. Okay, those dudes in my head are dissing me right now, but that's okay. It's okay, at least I'm funny. Those dudes in my head made me 10 times funnier. Let's be fair. They gave me the humor I didn't know I actually needed in my entire fucking life. I actually love this blush because it makes me like, you see, easier for me to like shade blush on the characters. If I could right now, I'd probably be caressing my screen. Sorry. Demon spoke again. Except I'm the demon. Okay, but this is like also funny at the same time because I am in my brain I'm just like a demon dog. So practically I am the demon. And I spoke, I guess. I'm speaking right now. So practically the demons are always speaking. Because there aren't any other demons in the room besides me. Yay. I think I'm really proud of the way I drew her face on this one. I don't know, man. She looks like much more expressive and like much more bold. I feel like my line work is really bold in here, which is fun. Very fun. Now I need to like actually draw my own OCs, but I don't know what to draw of them. I feel like the only way I will have ideas for art is literally to draw them in like full scene and prompts and stuff. Like basically like the kind of art that I did with Pierre Lunaris as well as like the Kalex art that I did. But I feel like I won't be motivated to do like a full piece anytime soon unless if I'm hitting the season again. Season meaning art fight. But yeah, I am praying I'll think of something interesting to draw eventually. I'm honestly thinking of just making my next interaction piece just be like something of my OCs and Pierre interacting again, but I don't know what I want this time. Or maybe I can just draw like a cute little thing of like Lunaris and Sky, my beloved Yaoi Yuri, little gender fucked freaks, my favorite. I love them a lot. I love Sky a lot too, but also I've been having like an insane amount of creative block. So I've been like really frustrated. I couldn't write him properly because I want Sky to be one of my few more well-written characters that I got in the series. He has the potential to be like one of the better ones that goes on. Oh god, I have to drink some water. Okay, yeah, and I'm just gonna use like an airbrush thingy. 420. Sorry, that's funny. And I'm just gonna like do a little pink thingy, a little add layer. And then time to add my fucking watermark. Also, I finally decided to write my terms of service today, so it's fucking amazing. Because I've been procrastinating that for like a long time. Like since 2023, I stopped having a term of service because I just so defamed a while, and then I just like went like, you know what? Isn't really that fucking important actually. Oh god, my nose again. Not again. Oh, 614. You know what? I can probably churn out like a quick doodle. Wait, no, hold up. I just had like the fucking funniest idea ever. What if one of these days I were to like, hold up, let me think through this thoroughly, how to phrase it. What if one of these days I just draw like Peridot, Perrine, and Pierre in like all one piece and just like have them like staring at each other shocked and hinged and stuff because like they're like practically sourced off the same thing in a way. Now I think that would be like hilarious if you're just like, damn. So honestly, I think like at some point I did consider like if I was bored enough, I one time out. Oh, oh, that's fine. No worries. You know what? Just like a few minutes ago, I was talking about Pierre. Oh yeah, and I was done with like this piece. Basically, I was just like yapping about random stuff, and then I said something about. I made a joke about what if I drew Peridot, Pierre, and Perrine all in like the same room, same setting, and they're just like staring at each other and just wondering what happened in the Matrix, cause they're like practically the same. That is so cool. Oh my god, that is extremely cool. DMs like that honestly seem like a really amazing thing. That's honestly like a really like pleasant surprise to hear from Mia. Just gonna like do like a shit post for now. I don't know what to do, but like honestly, this is another random fact, but I think at some point, if I'm like no longer lazy to do like draw overs, I think I might want to do like a draw over of um Pure and like more Paradox Greenies. Perhaps like the ones where she's like with the fucking tablet. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why I just like lost the motivation and the funk for doing those. Cause they seem like a really fun concept, but I just like the interest in doing those just like kind of just killed in me. Something just like happened. Some demons happened. Yeah. Okay, this is like honestly a shit post and I fucked the arm honestly. But yeah. You know what? Fuck this. I'm undoing every single step. Undoing it. If only it was easy to undo my mistakes in real life. I mean, that was too much, haha. Too much of me. Okay, yeah, I feel like this would be better sketch because I have to end the stream in like 2 minutes or so. So I feel like this, not actually two. Wait, I think like five. Actually, no, five. So I just want to like do like a quick little shit post before I leave. Except I don't think I'm doing like the knees or anything right correctly. Something. Yeah. Oh, what? I followed this person too? Look, honestly, yeah, it's. I typically don't really have motivation to like do random stuff with art. I mostly just save it for the actual things to draw. So yeah, it's only when I get like insanely bored and I have extra motivation that I'm just like yearning to get churned out. And two. I have no clue who that person is. I guess I have to gamble and find out. Honestly, yeah, I have no idea. I follow a lot of people. Like 330 people, but that's cool to know. Ow, my eyes. Ow. Oh yeah, they're itching. I'll just say ouch at everything. I'm just gonna do like a silly little doodle. I feel like the brush is too thick, but it makes like the art look like funnier. Anyway. And once again, I'm like pure obsessed. Honestly, just like really the hair, stick everything that I do. Yeah, I'm definitely obsessed with drawing the hair. I don't know, man, but like honestly, it's like really good practice for me to like draw more kinds of hairstyles. I'd say. So it's like I got this silly doodle. Because honestly, I don't really like doing full bodies, but occasionally I have to like practice full bodies a little bit so I don't go rusty. So even if it's just like honestly just like a really crappy shit post, I feel like it's better than just like not drawing fulls at all. Yeah, cause of course I have like a shitty sketching style, so I have to like wing this one a little bit with a little proper sketch. I feel like honestly, you know, like the running joke of Pierre eventually like being the character that is like something about most images. I feel like that horror might just slap right into reality sometime soon with how much I've been drawing. I've been actively trying to avoid, but you know sometimes the art just flies back right in my face, and I then ask for it to fly back and just like goes kaboom and hits me right in the eyes. No, something maybe. Oh god, my iPad is like doing its stupid little glitch again. So okay, good luck to me, chat. I'll probably I. Oh my god, stop glitching. I need my iPad to stop fucking glitching. Oh my goodness. I know I should probably like change it soon, but I don't know, man. I'm just lazy. Why would I? This is a waste of time. I find transferring data just troublesome, so I just don't do it. Honestly, it's probably because I only find it like an unproductive thing. And also, I have like a bunch of weird stuff that I have to delete first. When I say weird, it's not actually that weird. It's just like content I draw that I don't want people I don't trust to see. Honestly, I don't want most people to see most of my art, even if it's nothing inherently wrong with it. I'm just cautious about this stuff sometimes. Pure mention, yeah. After this duel, I probably have to switch the stream off now. Like, not now, but like, you know, eventually, soon. She's so insanely fun to draw. I think this is an unhealthy obsession that I got at this point. But like, yeah, very fun stuff. Got this silly doodle out. Yeah. Okay. This is how I speedrun art, guys. This only took 8 minutes. Doesn't take that long. Just gonna have to toss this in scraps. These also go in scraps, honestly. So I drew 2 proper things and 3 scraps today, I think. But yeah, chat, I am probably gonna have to end the stream here soon. But I'll be streaming again tomorrow around the similar time. I just have to ensure to force myself awake for sure. I was just fighting for my life today. I didn't get enough sleep. But that's only because I couldn't fall back asleep and I was thinking about too much things. So I just woke up early and actually cooked proper lunch and my nose is dying again. So yeah, chat. Oh god. Ah, help. I hate my nose so much. Fuck. Sorry, chat. Anyways, bye, chat. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Yeah, so stay tuned, I guess. And I just like put the thingy on for like perhaps like just 1 more minute. Actually, no, just a few more seconds to say bye to chat.